Hello, Dr. Coker here, and this is the story of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, patch 6.5, Growing Light, part 1 of 2. Some time has passed since Y'shtola left to research a way to harness the light of the First, and as the hero is speaking with Virtra, she returns. Before she can report though, Virtra says he has grave tidings. The Scions opened a massive void gate on the moon, protected by a magic barrier, but the barrier is deteriorating and will collapse soon. It's increasingly urgent that they destroy Zeromous before it's too late, but he's shrouded in total darkness. Thankfully, Y'shtola reports that with Cid's help, she has found a way to penetrate this darkness. They've built devices that allow one to create ethereal currents. On the First, these can be used to direct the flow from where the flood was halted to the Crystal Tower, and from the tower it can cross the rift. Y'shtola then demonstrates their function. The hero is asked to go, then Zero says she wants to go as well. Y'shtola agrees to help her transfer her soul with a spirit vessel, as the Scions did in the past when returning to the source. Moments later, the hero takes Zero's spirit vessel and returns to the First. Just after arriving, he finds Beck Lug, who agrees to extract her spirit from the vessel. Next, he finds Reen studying her plants.
Oh, what a welcome surprise!
The hero explains his purpose and Reen offers to help. Then Beck Lug approaches with Zero fully restored. She offers to pay him an ether, but he finds this horribly offensive. Reen steps in to calm him down, then, as he leaves, she meets Zero for the first time.
If you're interested, I would be glad to show you around.
To think that after so much loss, they could reclaim this.
This gives Zero hope for the 13th. Moments later, Lena approaches after learning why the heroes have come to the First. She warns them that the people of this star might be terrified to see a massive flow of light to the tower, given their history, especially in Yulmore, where trust of the Crystarium is new and fragile. Zero and the others offer to go there and speak to its people first. Lena also suggests speaking to the Knights Blessed in Raktika. Zero is interested in the fact that a world nearly destroyed by light would have people that worship darkness. Lena hands the hero Whisperweeds as a means to make contact later. Then the heroes travel to Yulmore and meet with Chainuz. They explain their purpose and how Zeromous will invade the source soon if not stopped. Chainuz says they have his support. The hero, known here as the Warrior of Darkness, leads the way and speaks to several people around the city of Yulmore. After that, the heroes return to speak with Chainuz, but a man approaches who thanks Reen deeply for saving his life. Zero is moved by this scene and starts to wonder if her survival from the 13th means she has a greater part to play. Next, the heroes travel to Raktika and meet with Runar of the Knights Blessed. When he learns that Master Matoya's world is in danger, he's eager to help. Reen explains to Zero that Y'shtola was called Matoya among the Knights Blessed. Runar says he has placed his faith in the dark, but given Zero's situation, he has no qualms with them harnessing the power of light. Runar proceeds to give Zero the customary Slitherbow welcome. She's purified by their blessed water, although she says she feels no different. Runar expresses full confidence that Zero can save her world, but she says even with Zeromous dead, their world is still in ruins. Just then, Lena contacts the hero and says they're ready to proceed. She tells him to meet with a man named Cassard in Twine, which is near the halted flood. In Twine, Magnus and his miners are eager to help, and they say they've kept the trolleys functioning.
So this is the flood of light.
Zero is particularly fascinated with the flood because it was stopped, as opposed to the flood of darkness which consumed her world. The heroes set up the transmitters.
Radiant light. It's almost too much for one steeped in darkness, like me.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero, alive. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today.
Zero approaches the wall of light and absorbs some of the ether, but she collapses. Rean rushes to her side and helps her to stand again, then asks Zero what she was doing.
I had to know if I could command the light. If I could change my fate.
She says the hero's trust in her has given her confidence that she can change and maybe her world can be saved.
If I had the strength, perhaps I could make such a dream reality. Perhaps I could awaken us from this endless nightmare.
Rean tells her that similarly, she was once afraid to have hope or to voice her concerns, but the heroes believed in her and gave her the strength to press on. Rean offers to help Zero take in more light safely with her expertise.
I can feel it. The light's warmth welling within me.
Zero says she will use this newfound power to fight for her world's salvation. The heroes return to the Ocular, and Beck Lug says it's time to get ready on the receiving end, the moon of the 13th. First they return to the source, and in Radzed Han, Zero is restored to her source body. She and Y'shtola note that the light she absorbed came with her soul, and it's extremely radiant to Y'shtola's eyes. Next, the heroes meet with Vertra on the source moon to dive into the giant portal.
All is in readiness. Without further ado then. Light from beyond the rift, shine forth and banish the darkness.
Commencing transmission!
It works.
It works! Light is flowing into the void!
You can do it, Zero. I believe in you.
It worked. Let us waste no time and sally forth.
Zero notes that the chasm now swarms with void scent. At the same time, she is moved to see that there is now light in the void.
Do you see, Golbez? We needn't damn others to save ourselves.
She says there is a truth waiting for her in the darkness. The heroes brace themselves and enter the lunar subterrane. They carve through an army of voidsent and find a memoria that sends them into a vision of the past. They find themselves in Baron, a city that once existed on the 13th. The memoria reveals a critical moment in Golbez's history, where, after years of fighting the darkness, he himself becomes corrupted, and his best friend Durante is forced to kill him.
Why? Why you and not me? You were the best of us. A paragon of virtue. I could never hope to be your equal.
Distraught and in disbelief, he slays his greatest hero and best friend.
Through me your name shall live on, as the hero who saves the world.
Durante then dons Golbez's helmet, and it is revealed that all this time, Golbez has been dead and it is actually Durante in his place. After the vision, Zero picks up the memoria which belonged to the real Golbez. Durante enters the room and tells them his name shall be lost to time and he will live on as Golbez. Zero steps forward and tries to find common ground with him. She says they have the same goal and he need not invade another world to accomplish it. He responds that the power of the heroes pales in comparison to Zeromous, so he will stick to his plan. Then he tells the story of how he met the Asium Igeorm, the same Asian the hero destroyed at the Aetherochemical Research Facility years ago. Further in the past on the 13th, she convinced Golbez to slay the Servant of Light on their moon.
Believing her every word, I struck him down and caused darkness to engulf the world.
Regretfully, it was he who caused the world's destruction. Y'shtola recalls Emmett Selk's words about the mistake the Ascians made before they understood rejoinings.
They failed because they sought only to awaken the sundered Zodiac without instigating a calamity in the source. The darkness they unleashed had nowhere else to go.
Anyway, since he was deceived, Golbez no longer wants to place his trust in others. Further, with the ether released from the death of Zodiark and the presence of Azdaia, he now has everything he needs. Invading the source will bring death to the denizens of the 13th, which they have been denied for thousands of years. Golbez does everything he can to stop the heroes from going forward. He appears to summon the 4 Archfiends once again, but Y'shtola notes they were truly destroyed, and these are just weaker shades. Zero and the others stave them off while the hero charges ahead to face Zeromous. At the Abyssal Fracture, the Warrior of Light confronts Zeromous head-on. Against all odds, he emerges victorious. However, being that the 13th has no ethereal flow, he simply returns. Thankfully, the hero's friends arrive, joined by Golbez.
Like all Void Sent, Zeromous cannot be killed. Sealing it in Memoria is the only way.
Suddenly, the hero is struck with a vision of the past. In this vision, from just a few minutes ago, a defeated Golbez laments his loss and the futility of it all. Then Zero shows him the light she brought from the first and tells him that life can only endure if people have faith in one another.
You asked me to join hands with you once, and I refused. I cannot take back that mistake, but I can extend to you the same offer. We can be better than we have been.
He recalls that the real Golbez never gave up on others, and Zero tells him he is the real Golbez now, as she extends a hand to him. The vision ends, and the heroes continue to fight Zeromous. As Zero tries to bind him to a Memoria, she is completely drowned in darkness, but she hears the call of her friends and stands once again.
Golbez, if you would make amends, then lend me your strength.
Together they destroy Zeromous once again, but this time Varshan calls out to Azdaia, and just as the ether is separating, Zero leaps forward and binds Zeromous to a Memoria. Varshan takes Ajdaia's spirit, and Zero takes the Memoria. Then Varshan gives up one of his dragon eyes, the one that gives life to his vessel, to Azdaia, so she may take form and be brought home. Golbez is moved, and for the first time in aeons, he believes the 13th may be restored. He doesn't think he's worthy to be a part of it though, but Zero says he has already made amends.
What we couldn't do yesterday, we might still do today. Working together.
Words cannot well express my relief that we could rescue my sister, nor my gratitude to all of you.
Virtra says he holds no grudge against Golbez. Estinian asks Zero what she'll do next, and she says she will work with Golbez to restore the 13th. Then Y'shtola summons her childhood familiar once again and imbues it with a new warding scale more powerful than the older ones. She tells Zero it can be used as a beacon to help the heroes find her again. Zero thanks her and looks at the hero and acknowledges the long list of people that had to work together for this to happen, wanting to thank them all. She then gives the hero the Memoria holding Zeromous, saying she wants Reen to have it.
If used to augment darkness in the first, it may help to create balance between our worlds.
An excellent idea.
And they agree to give the Archfiend's Memoria to Golbez. Goodbyes are said, and the heroes return to the Source Moon. Y'shtola tells the Loporrits what happened, and they say maybe they could help those on the 13th using their technologies. Then the heroes head to Garlemald to speak with Euless. He and the twins are happy to hear the good news and impressed with the technological feats achieved.
If she's working tirelessly to restore the 13th, it wouldn't do to be outdone here. When next Zero visits, we must see to it that you have a shiny new Garlemald to show her.
Euless turns to the twins and says the future looks promising for Garlemald, largely due to their efforts, and it's time for them to rest. They have earned it, and he suggests they go somewhere warm. The twins accept this request and decide to continue the discussion in Sharlayan. Y'shtola and the others are going as well, as Fortunault and the Forum need to hear what happened with the 13th. Just outside the Sharlayan Forum, the hero tells Fortunault and Montaigne about everything that happened. They are pleased, and Montaigne notes that their knowledge of the reflections may save humanity on the Source one day. Y'shtola agrees to provide a comprehensive report. After the Forum members depart, Y'shtola's link pearl rings. Nidhana says they are all invited to a feast in Radzathan to celebrate the return of Ajdaya. Only Estinian and Y'shtola can attend, as everyone else has other duties. The hero is headed to the First to give Reen the Dark Memoria from Zeromous. Later, the hero meets with friends of the First and the Ocular, who are proud to have played a part in stopping the Voidsent invasion.
Is that a Memoria crystal? I can feel it. The tremendous darkness within.
Beck Lug confirms that darkness won't just appear on its own, but bringing darkness from the 13th could help restore the ruined parts of the First. Beck and Reen agree to commit their efforts to making this work. The hero says goodbye, then rushes back to Radzathan, finding that the feast is still going strong. Just as Nabdeen of the Radiant Host gets a little too drunk, Estinian, Y'shtola, and the hero step aside to talk. Y'shtola says she is going to continue studying the connections between worlds, then Estinian vanishes.
He never was one to stay put for long, though I've no doubt he will make himself known when needed.
Meanwhile, outside, Virtra and Ajdaya cry out into the night. Back in Old Sharlayan, Kryl is tidying up her office when she finds an old unopened letter addressed to her grandfather. She opens it and the ink is so faded she can barely read it.
A commission to investigate the Golden City in Tural. How odd. No one ever mentioned such a commission, nor have I seen any records.
In the envelope, she also finds a clover earring. Outside, a ship arrives at the dock. It's Erinville and a mysterious guest.
Well, this is it, Sharlayan. Quite a far cry from Tuliolal, yes?
And that's the end of patch 6.5. If you want to know what happens next, stick around on this channel. I'll be making a video for the next patch when it arrives. Thanks for watching, until next time.